we have our annual spring challenge that is kicking off officially today. So I am so happy to announce that the Spring Challenge 2025 has officially begun, and you can expect the challenge to go from April 9th of this year to June 30th of this year. And the slogan is Do More Together. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about the challenge, how you can get involved, a little bit of the history of the challenge, and we really hope that we can make this year the best year yet. So first, a little bit of background. So throughout the years for the Spring Challenge, it was built to increase the impact and awareness of collaborative stewardship activities since 2008. And some of you longtime supporters may remember that it was the Garlic Mustard Challenge at one point, then it was changed to the Spring Invasive Species Challenge, and now we wanted a name that would encapsulate all of the different stewardship work that's happening, whether it's pulling of invasive species, whether it's collecting trash, whether it's planting of native plants, all of the above. And so all this work is happening. And the challenge asks us to unite and do more together, whatever our role is in stewardship. We want to remind you that it all counts. So if you are a volunteer, that's wonderful. Please be sure to report your volunteer hours. But we also encourage professional stewards to submit your hours as well. Hours spent conducting stewardship in one of the many categories that we have. Not travel or admin, but we have, again, various categories that we will go into that we highly encourage you to submit your hours for. Now, talking a little bit about the value to our participants. So some groups find that it helps with their own data management, and some use the big group number, the cumulative number that we have at the end of the Spring Challenge, to command attention, to say, hey, we are a part of this larger stewardship movement, and we contributed to this amazing number that we all were a part of. Some individuals will find inspiration in the spirit of it all, and some say it's how they got to know participant groups where they live. So if you're an individual steward, you can be submitting on your own behalf, and you might just be really excited about the fact that you are not alone in this stewardship. Even if you went out on your own in your own property and submitted hours, there are other people in your area certainly that are doing the same thing. And in some cases, the Spring Challenge can be an opportunity for folks to connect with other stewards in their area. And also some enjoy being celebrated on TSN social channels, and we absolutely love that. It is one of our favorite parts. We encourage you to submit your photos and stories with us. And here are just some examples of the amazing content that we have received from participants in the Spring Challenge. And you see all kinds of different activities represented there. And we really encourage you to share your photos and stories with us because it adds that human element to the stewardship story. It's not just about the numbers. And we have to shout out that these are actually all just from one TSN member community. So shout out to the Lake St. Clair SISMA for how active you were in all of your submissions this year. So, and this is just a portion of what we received. So we really encourage everybody to be a part of that. And we are more than happy to share your amazing stories and photos with our larger network. So we set a pretty high bar in 2024. We had over 58,000 total hours of stewardship reported, and that is a new record for us. You see the number right there on the screen. We had over 13,000 total participants, which was an amazing accomplishment in and of itself. And that represents nearly 2 million in work hour value poured into our local ecosystems. So if you were to try to account for that monetarily, all of those stewardship hours that were documented throughout the challenge, we are pouring nearly 2 million hours into our local native ecosystems. That is absolutely incredible. So we are really excited to try our best to beat the numbers from last year, and we can do that with your help. So now I'd like to talk about how you can get involved in the Spring Challenge. So you can visit our website at stewardshipnetwork.org/spring, and we encourage you to to report early and often with our easy online form, again, at that link. The more often and early that you submit, the more likely you will be to win one of our boosts, which I will talk about in a moment. But a reminder that hours are the primary metric. So regardless of the category that you submit, hours is the primary metric that we will be collecting. And then in some cases, there are additional metrics that we will collect depending on what activity and category you choose to participate in. We will shout out your rolling Do More achievements and honor those that do the most in the end. So the more, again, submitting early and often, that will allow us to have a continuous stream of content and stories to share with our network. So please do. I know procrastinating, it's a thing that we all do, but please do try to report your hours as you do them. That will really help us out with telling the story. And also, there is a little bit of a incentive for you as well. So the reporting form accepts multiple categories, in one entry. So if you are doing a trash cleanup as well as invasive species pulling, as well as monitoring, you can report all of those at once if you would like using the online form. You can also directly upload your own files and formats if desired. So if you're already tracking your hours and different metrics within a spreadsheet, rather than copy and pasting those numbers into the form, you can actually just upload your own spreadsheet, which hopefully will make it easier for you. And as I was just mentioning a moment ago, the TSN Spring Challenge boosts have made a splash both in 2023 and 2024. So they are back in 2025. And that is another big reason for you to report early and often, because every time you submit, you will have an opportunity to win one of those boosts. And the more often you submit and the more times you submit, that will give you just a better chance to win. So I would like to now highlight some of the amazing prizes that we have. And I have to say, this would not be possible without the extremely generous donations from all of our participating organizations that contribute to our prize pantry. So you'll see here we have a lot of great stuff from REI, some of this stuff in the middle here. We also have some wonderful Hex Armor gloves, top left, that are some really sturdy and great for work days. We also have a Zingerman's gift card that you can win that's in the bottom left. And top right, we have a very generous tool of your choice offer from Rogue Ho, which is an awesome organization that repurposes, use recycled materials to create tools, stewardship tools for all of your needs. And we also have Evan Larson's most recent book that we have there in the bottom right-hand corner, and much more. So we encourage you to visit stewardshipnetwork.org/spring, and you can learn more about all of the aspects of the program, the history, as well as looking more into the boosts that are available to you. And you can go ahead and get out there and start participating because the form is now open. Reporting form opens today. So once again, stewardshipnetwork.org/spring. And this will go from today, April 9th, until June 30th. And we ask you to come with us to do more together. So thank you all very much. And we hope to see you out there in the field. And we hope to have you as a part of this wonderful initiative, a cherished annual tradition for us here at the Stewardship Network.